What?
We prepared a little over thing for you. It's a kind of family thing that you do at weddings, so we're just going to do it. That was very good. It'll only take a minute.
Did the mic?
That's good.
This is Ode to Kirsty. Okay. When Colin and I first sat down to compose, our first thoughts were, where do we start?
Out of the blue, so many stories arose, like the 24-hour hiccups and farts.
But we didn't want to be crude, it just isn't our aim. We just want to please the bride and the groom.
At the same time, we were hoping that we'd entertain everybody else in the room.
It was the 19th of June, back in 1982, and Catherine felt unusually thirsty.
Her stomach was churning, all needing the loo. It turns out it was the arrival of Kirsty.
So our road to the bride starts off rather grand. Her early years at home were in Denny.
Family is close and always at hand, living just down the road from Nana Benny.
It was a traumatic time when Kirsty was 4, when the Andersons moved up north to Kyle.
At playgroup, our friends waved goodbye at the door, and I'm sure they all cried for a while.
Kirsty soon adapted to life in the Highlands, where her dad was the boss of the bank.
Most of the family enjoyed walks around the islands, but Bob just preferred a good... As a youngster, Kirsty had plenty of hobbies, taking up the piano, brownies, and she skated. And Kirsty, I'm afraid, will make no apologies. It's the piano that we all really hated.
At 10 years old, Kirsty played some football and got herself into a fankle.
Her platform shoes weren't really that suitable, and she tripped over and broke her poor ankle.
In 1994, her world flipped around. It was her first year at Plockton High School.
The older kids were all groovy and sound, and her big brother was suddenly cool.
Waitressing was for Kirsty's first occupation, sent by Bob to work in the Bay at Ma.
It was a restaurant based on Kyle train station. It really wasn't very far. In school, she worked hard in all of her classes, and not distracted by Brad Pitt or George Clooney. The hard work resulted in excellent passes, and she made plans for going to uni.
In the year 2000, her school days came to an end, and Edinburgh was to be her new home.
Everyone wondered, how will she fend? She's never really been on her own.
But Kirsty makes friends with such remarkable ease because of her outgoing personality.
She enjoys nothing better than shooting the breeze, but don't count on her for her punctuality.
Going shopping is one of Kirsty's favourite pastimes. She finds it quite motivational.
And although crying is hardly a crime, she can sometimes get over emotional.
When it comes to navigation, Kirsty isn't the best. Her skills need improving, just a smidge.
This was most evident when driving out west with repeated crossings of the Erskine Bridge.
On public transport, she doesn't have any more luck. She only uses it if it's really a must.
All of her plans come completely unstuck because of late trains and a broken down bus.
Business studies at Napier was to be her degree. A BA Honours was proudly attained.
The Royal Bank of Scotland offered her a career, and a future husband would also be gained.
Kirsty hooked up with Cameron, who worked on her team, and they hit it off right from the start.
They make a great couple, and it would certainly seem that they stole each other's heart.
Greenock is where a young Cameron called home, and when Kirsty went there, she said, "Gosh."
She met her post family, and they all felt the same. She's alright, but a little bit posh.
St Clair Road is where they moved in together, a top floor flat with some beautiful views.
And while Kirsty is normally a terrible weather, every evening she'd be having a snooze.
Since then they have travelled, both far and wide, to Tenerife, New York and Paris.
On all of these journeys, they've been side by side, because Kirsty's bags Cameron's had to carry.
After 6 years together, they finally got engaged and arranged dues for the Stag and the Hen.
Glasgow was to be where these parties were staged. The girls karaoke'd and there was the bowling for men.
Which leads us to today, here in the Glenbervie Hotel. Thus far, it's been an excellent day.
It's great to see everyone looking so well, although it had been warmer on the 2nd of May.
Kirsty's close to the hearts of everyone here, and we don't mean to be quite so sappy.
But today is our wedding day, and we're being sincere, and it's great to see her looking so happy.
And so this concludes our road to the bride. We would, but we won't, carry on.
We performed it for you with honour and pride. So here's to Kirsty and her new husband, Cameron.